Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Today, we're going to be talking about Turbo. We're going to be talking about some news surrounding Turbo. We're also going to be talking about Turbo's volume. We're going to be talking about Turbo's market cap, its price action, how many holders we're at right now, and where I think we'll be in terms of holders in the peak of the bull run, in the peak of altcoin season, because it's actually going to be very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. So before we dive into all that, I want to talk about first things first is that pretty much in terms of Turbo News, the only thing that came out around Turbo News is um it got asked by someone asked Grok 3, which is pretty much like Chat GPT, which meme coin is the best made by AI. Now, pretty much Grok 3, ChatGPT, all of these are fairly reliable unless you ask controversial questions and etc. But pretty much it is super, super reliable. It goes through so much data. It does so many mathematical equations and just equations in general. And it'll give you, it'll go through so many simulations to the point where it will always try to give you the best answer, right? And pretty much the AI said that Turbo is pretty much the best meme coin made by AI. Now we're going to read some of the points. We're not going to go through every single thing because I read some of this and half this isn't relevant because it just talks about um some other coins, talks about certain, things that are not too relevant. So we're gonna dive into the key points, which pretty much, it says that the best meme coin asset made by AI is Turbo, created with a significant AI assistance using ChatGPT, reaching a market cap roughly of 260 million, which is currently right now. And pretty much, surprisingly, no meme coin is entirely created by AI without human intervention. I mean, that's true. That is true. It pretty much talks about Turbo, right? It talks about its latest data. Remember, this was a little bit a while ago. By the time you see this, it's gonna be roughly a day ago. Now it says why Turbo's is considered best. Turbo stands out because AI played a direct role in its creation, from generating ideas to deploying the smart contract, making a pioneering example of AI generated meme coins. Its success, including past peaks of 638 million, probably market cap. That's what I was talking about. Even though we did peak higher, roughly 850 million, highlights its significance in the AI meme coin space. Okay, so here is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, right? We know, generally speaking, that Turbo is already one of the best meme coins out there. And we know Turbo is literally the founding father of AI meme coins. We know that's true. It was the first, okay? It is the first. It's going to be the head. Think about how Bitcoin is the head of crypto. Ethereum is the head of the Ethereum, network, right? And we're on the Ethereum network. We are the head of AI meme coins, and that is history, right? Being the first, right, doesn't necessarily mean you're the best, but in this case, in my opinion, based off all the data, based off everything, we are. Okay, we are. We have the history to prove it. We have all the fundamentals to prove it. We have the technicals to prove it. We have the most longevity, right? And we talked about the ratios, we talked about the volume. We are simply very, very strong or the best in all of these categories. And like I said, we are the first. Investors like to see that. The more data, the better for coins. Trust me, I've been here for many, many years, and that is just how it goes. So, pretty much, right, it talks about its history a little bit. It talks about some other coins that are similar to it. And we can see, right, when we go down here, this is a little outdated, like I said. By the time you see this, it's the day old, but 260 million market cap, 434, 300 pretty much 50, and 114. We did peak actually higher, right? We did peak higher in terms of market cap, roughly 850 million. But we can see, the 24-hour volume, even though right now I checked, it's actually near 100 million, is very, very good, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about the ratios, and we have such great market cap, sorry, volume compared to market cap, that it makes me really confident in this project. We also didn't, decrease from its peaks compared to many other coins, but we can see, right? Even Chat GPT, well, not Chat GPT, pretty much something close to Chat GPT, agrees that Turbo is the way, Turbo is the path, and Turbo is the first to do this. So if you want to read this, it is on Twitter. It is on Turbo's Twitter, which I highly recommend following. Leaving a like, always comment, leaving comment. That is how, we create and expand things. right? Create a bigger community. Speaking about bigger community, ladies and gentlemen, right? We are actually really rising in holders the last, 2 days. We've gone up an average of roughly 100 per day, a little bit more, which is what we like to see. And you got to remember, this is when Turbo is pretty much just generally moving sideways, right? Sometimes we go up a little bit, sometimes we go down, sometimes we go up a little bit, sometimes we go down. So sideways movement, and we are still rising around 100 people per day. And if we kept this up, I know it's not going to be, that impressive, but even at a very slow rate of 100, actually 100 people, not that slow, but if we kept this up at 100 people per day, we would be sitting, near that, 90,000 people by the end of the year. But for me, we are going to be much, much further than that, right? This whole altcoin, this whole bull run, if we do have two peaks, if we do have, something similar to where it played out, we should be pretty much done a year from now, or maximum, growing a year from now. But ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say, right, if we are getting an average of 100 people per day, a little bit more than 100 people, um, think about it when we start recovering in price. Think about it when altcoin season comes. Think about it when everything is just generally three, four, 5 times higher. Think about it when all the world starts to bandwagon. Think about it when Turbo starts putting itself in the top 10 meme coin, top 7, and etc. Think about that, right? Think about that. For me, I can see definitely during altcoin season, during the peak of Turbo, those 4 to 6 weeks, we could be getting, middle of the pack to high thousands of people per day, right? Which is a lot, right? And before that and after that, when, before the peak hype and, after the hype starts dying, for me, hundreds to low thousands per day. And then over the next few months, as we start building up more and more, we should be getting a couple hundred per day. So for me, we're going to be easily in the hundreds of thousands of people, right? I think we could 10x in terms of holders by the end of the bull run, if not even more. But that is where I think we will be pretty much peaking in terms of holders, 10 times the amount, which, is a lot, right? It is a lot. We could even peak higher, but remember, I don't try to be full moon boy with things. I try to be a little bit more realistic, a little bit more conservative. So I rather always cut things short, readjust the plan to see if we can go higher in the future. But I genuinely think we have at least minimum 10x growth in terms of holders. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to 10x in price. I think we're going to go way higher than 10x in price. But like I said, in terms of holders, we are going to do very well. Guys, it is the weekend, and we have 100 million in volume in the last 24 hours. A couple days ago, people were worrying about volume. I said it's literally not an issue. On Turbo's slowest and worst day, we were at 40 million, right? We were at 30s, 40s, 50 million. That was on its worst day. We are near the bottoms where we're still going sideways, generally speaking, and we're sitting at almost 100 million in volume. Now, we haven't even done or started the pump. We haven't even recovered where we need to recover. We haven't even created new all-time highs. We haven't even peaked in price. The volume on Turbo is going to break records. We already broke records months ago. Like we literally were top 5 volume in the whole entire crypto space. And that includes Bitcoin, XRP, all these other coins. We were crushing the game and we will crush the game. I am optimistic on Turbo, not because this is just, like I'm trying to pump this coin. I don't have any influence over this coin. I really don't. If you think I could pump this coin to whatever amount, man, I thank you for that applause and that thinking, but I genuinely can't. If I could, it already would have been done and I would have sold. Okay. But the reality is I can't, right? So for me, and also one thing, Turbo is not even my biggest holding. It's not even near my biggest holding. It is around 15 or 18%. I don't remember the exact calculation now because I bought so many more coins and I didn't really rebuy Turbo during the dump. I just bought a little bit more and I bought many utility coins. But it's like, even if it's at 15% of my portfolio, it's like I have so many other coins that are huge, right? Like Caspa, Ondo, Render, and etc. I have so many great coins. And, it's really not one of those things where I'm riding or dying for Turbo. I say this because I believe this. I say this because there's so much data and so much evidence to suggest that we will be one of the top coins, top, profits, one of like in terms of ratios, this bull run, right? Now, something I just noticed is that there's been almost 90,000 votes. The community sentiment is that we are at 92%, pretty much 91% bullish, which is, when there's a lot of people thinking that something's bullish, generally speaking, it is pretty bullish, especially 90,000 votes. Um, yeah, I think, people know, the volume says it, the market cap says it, the charts say it. I already know when people say, well, turbo is down. Well, everything's down. Even the most greatest utility coins are down. So in terms of the actual charts, let's just dive into it. Guys, for me, this is it. For me, next week is going to be the week where we start expanding. I genuinely believe it. The most it will get delayed is March. But for me, we have been looking to be retesting and pushing this resistance for a couple of days now. And I, it just, the data suggests that we are going to pump. Okay. Um, some people don't think, 24, 25% is a pump. That is most definitely a pump. Um, you know, I do know there's going to be at least a little bit of a retracement, because volume, and the price action is very, not volume, the price action is very weak right now. And, it is the weekend. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sunday/Monday we have a little bit of retracement to then continue pushing on forward. But once we leave this price, we're not coming back. We are not coming back. I am super, super optimistic and ready for this coin to do wonders. And I know it will. We should recover very, very quickly once we kind of get to roughly the 0.007 area. There's a lot of imbalance here. So expect like a quick 2x gain over the next couple weeks, and then things will slow down a little bit before we continue pumping up faster, ladies and gentlemen. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.